Hi there, Jess in the Rada Kitchen. Thanks for joining me. Today we are going to make a super simple baked Reuben Pull Apart Bread. It just has a handful of ingredients and it's ready in no time. So let's go ahead and get started. So for our first ingredient, I have a loaf of sourdough bread. You could of course use rye bread, you could use French bread, whatever kind you like. And with my handy Rada bread knife, we're gonna come in and score the top of our bread. Not all the way through, but enough that we can pull it apart and stuff it full of all of our yummy toppings. Give your bread a turn and come back the other way. So it's kind of like prepping a blooming onion if you've ever had one at a restaurant. And you're gonna have these nice deep pockets that we're gonna stuff full of our corned beef and shredded Swiss cheese. So here's what our finished product looks like. So here I have a half a pound of corned beef that I purchased at the deli counter. Now I chose to get this shaved, but you could actually go anywhere from a shaved cut up to about 1/4 of an inch. So I'm just gonna come in, French chef's knife, rough chop, and it doesn't have to look uniform by any means because we are just going to stuff this all the way down into the bread. Let's give this a turn. Let's go ahead and stuff our bread. So in no particular order here, just get this down into all the little crooks. And you don't have to go all the way down. It's kind of nice to see some of that yummy corned beef poking up. And we're going to layer all of our ingredients on top of each other, so we'll just keep stuffing it in here as we go. And I'm going to do about half the meat on the bottom, and then we will top it off before we put our last layer of cheese on. Now let's layer on our sauerkraut. I love this stuff. It's so salty and good. And this is actually our healthier component of our dish. So we have 1 can of sauerkraut that we drained and shoved in there. I'm going to top this off with the rest of my corned beef. And it's going to get topped off with 2 cups of shredded Swiss cheese. And you can use any kind that you like, but I'm gonna use Swiss. That's more traditional on a Reuben sandwich. And again, you're just gonna pack this down in there however you can. Make sure you get it all the way out to the edges. So our final step is just to go in here and pull apart the bread into these little crevices so all of our topping falls down in there. And then we're gonna top it off with some caraway seed. And this is going to represent that rye bread flavor that's traditionally in a Reuben. And it's going to go into a preheated oven at 350 degrees for just 30 minutes. Here, hot out of the oven, we have our beautifully baked, cheesy Reuben bread. And I'm serving this with some homemade Thousand Island dressing. And I'll include the recipe for this in the cards. It's super easy to make, and you probably have everything you need on hand. Thank you so much for joining me today. Be sure to check us out at radacutlery.com and subscribe to our YouTube channel to get more great recipes like this one.